Hey everyone, welcome back to the Therapy Minute. If you're joining for the first time today, welcome. So happy to have you here. And if you're a return customer, thank you so much. So incredibly happy to have you here. Want to express, again, I've done this before, but now I want to express again my gratitude for all of you that tune in. There's a plethora, there's like a ton of incredible, amazing knowledge out there. And I'm really appreciative for anybody that is taking their time to come and listen over here at the Therapy Minute, because I know how precious and valuable everybody's time is. So thank you. All right, before we jump into today, brand new topic that we never discussed before, wanted to remind you to please like and subscribe and share. If you find this to be helpful and you know somebody that you think could benefit from this, please feel free to share with them. All right, let's dive into a brand new topic today that we never discussed before. Let's talk a little bit about passive-aggressive behavior, okay? I think we all have people in our lives that are passive-aggressive at times, or maybe somebody has told you, you know what, that's really passive-aggressive. You're making really passive-aggressive comments. So whether you have somebody in your life that is like that, or you yourself you find are like that and you're trying to tackle it, let's talk a little bit about that. And there's a great little mindset shift question that you could use to help yourself or somebody else. Sorry, ignore the dogs in the background, sorry. So let's dive right in. With passive-aggressive tendencies, people that are being passive-aggressive have this incredible fear of confrontation, right? They are not confrontation people. They do not want to be in confrontation. They do not want to directly say anything aggressive. They do not want to directly address anything, but they're really upset about something, right? And so their way of addressing and dealing with it is to make these little comments that are not head on, that are not direct, but that are trying to get the other person to see to see that maybe they did something wrong, okay? So passive-aggressive person, very scared of confrontation, all right? And sometimes people that are passive-aggressive, they may not mean it, but I think maybe without them actually realizing it, they kind of want the other person to feel bad about the thing that they did wrong, or at least in their eyes, the thing that they did wrong. So there's an element of that too. Sometimes, not always are we cognizant and aware of that, but sometimes there's a big element of that. And passive aggressive is incredibly hurtful behavior. But I think the people that are doing it do not realize the extent of how toxic it is. So let's say you are trying to work on not being passive aggressive, or somebody that you know in your life is passive aggressive. What can we do, right? So if you are experiencing somebody in your life that's being made a passive aggressive statement to you, the best way to confront it, and by the way, gotta give credit where this is due. I was listening to the Overwhelmed Brain podcast by Paul Colliani. And he spoke about this, and he said this idea, and I thought this was a great idea. So go ahead and check him out, and you can, listen to more of his interesting ideas. But he was saying, if somebody comes to you making a passive-aggressive statement, the best thing to do is to kind of call them out on it and make them be direct. So you can say something like, what do you mean by that? Or what are you trying to say? So this confronts the passive-aggressive person, because they have to now explain outright, what is it that they were trying to say? Like, what did you mean by that? What exactly are you trying to say? And that's very scary to the passive-aggressive person, because that means that they have to come head on, right, and say it. Either they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to backtrack, backpedal, and no, that's not what I meant, right? Or they're going to be forced to actually say what's on their mind, the real thing, just be direct about what's bothering them. And if you are a person that struggles with being passive aggressive, this is a question that you ask yourself. After you say something that maybe you're like, was that passive aggressive? Ask yourself, am I being direct right now? Okay. Or am I trying to avoid a confrontation? So you make a comment and you're like, was that passive aggressive? Ask, was I being direct right now? Was I being direct with what I'm upset about, with what I'm feeling? Or am I really trying to avoid confrontation? Okay. And if the answer is yes, then reframe it. Say, I'm so sorry. I'm really trying to work on this. What I really should have said was, whatever. All right. Passive aggressive tendencies are they are very difficult. They're very difficult to live with somebody like that. And I think a lot of people that do have passive aggressive tendencies might not realize it in the beginning. And it helps if somebody kind of sheds light for you on that. I know I struggle sometimes with passive aggressive tendencies, and I'm really working on it. And I know all of you out there that are struggling with it can definitely work on this. This is a great way of dealing with it. Asking yourself, am I being direct, or am I trying to avoid something? Okay. All right, guys, we will tune in next time. Take care. Bye.